when I was young, my favorite color was always orange and yellow for some reason, you know. And I always kind of, I walked around with a smile on my face a lot, and sometimes walking down the street, you know, I would just smile at people, and sometimes it got me into trouble. Like some you know, African American people walking down the street, and I'd walk by and I would look at them and just smile, and you know, and they thought it was some sort of insult, you know, or they took it the wrong way, and they, you know, what are you smiling at, cracker, or something like that, you know. But anyway, then later on, you know, I got into surfing, and on some surfing trips, we went down to Baja California and Tijuana, and usually we went into the bars and drink beer, but they also have a lot of pottery shops along the streets there. And I was walking along the street, and you know, kind of just looked over in the pottery shop. And of course, I'd seen a lot of the pottery shops, and I looked over, and there, sitting above all of the gaudy pottery matadors and bulls and all this other stuff, was a Buddha image. Although I didn't know it was a Buddha image at the time. And I just looked at it, and I was, because it stood out from the other stuff, and I was kind of transfixed, you know. And it was almost like, you know, it was saying, go like this. So I went in, I bought it. And I didn't even bother trying to barter the people down the price. Normally you do, you know, in Mexico. I bought it and took it home. And I took it home, and my mother said, oh, that's a Buddha image. I says, Buddha image, who's the Buddha? She says, look it up in the Encyclopedia Britannica. So I went to the encyclopedia, and I, you know, read about the Buddha. And then I kind of just, you know, forgot about it. But then later, I also had a Buddha image that I got somewhere, or actually that same Buddha image I put on my TV. I had a TV in my room, I put it on the TV, but unfortunately I used it as a hat rack to hang my straw hat on. And so that was kind of, but anyway, you know, having it there in the room and always looking at it must have done something, you know, inside. But then later on, a few years when I was getting ready to go to Asia, I took a class in world religions, and we studied these various religions, and I had to write a term paper, and I chose Buddhism to write the term paper on. And I, you know, went to the library to do some research, but back then that was 1971, and there weren't many books on Buddhism available in public libraries, you know, maybe Christmas Humphrey's books, Alan Watts' book, or something like that, you know. But it was interesting, and so I wrote this paper and wound up getting A+ on it, first and last one I ever got. But then I just, you know, I forgot about it because I was into partying and fun and games, and so it was only then a few years later when I got to India, you know, and I stopped at Sarnath, and then I was on my way up to Nepal, and then I heard about a course in Tibetan Buddhism, and you know, I went, and that's when you know, all this previous type of you know, whatever subconscious connection with Buddhism, you know, came out, and I had a very powerful experience, and that led me toward becoming a monk.